I'm with Bridget Riley, a great British painter who has always, I think, been interested in the work of Seurat. It's a delight for me, Bridget, first of all, to come here with you, and also to stand in front of this not only famous but terribly interesting picture, which I know you've long been interested in yourself.
Yes, that's true. I remember when I was a student and after, I used to come and see it through the doors, the glass doors on the right as you went into the gallery. And it seemed to me, in its colour and its radiance, you know, a promise for the future. I loved it for this bridging quality between the old part of the collection and the future. And it's marvellous too because it rewards, rather, I think, at every range of distance. I mean, right from the back of the room, the contrasts come strongly out. You know, these dark trousers, the white jacket, the black hat, the white towel or something, the little black band, these darks and whites, those darks up there, and it's hugely full of very strong contrast, but when you come closer to it, those unfold into passages of such delicacy and such close harmonies. It's an arena in which Seurat is actually exploring. He grows up a lot in this painting. For instance, down here, this lying man, this is a fairly simple light-dark contrast, and he has exaggerated that by darkening with little touches of darker green against the edge of the white jacket, lightening with little touches of much lighter green along the edges of the dark, definitely contrasting each with each. And up here, he's doing a similar thing with the sitting boy. This figure has a very, very dark blue paint up to the pearly shoulder. And where the back falls into shadow, look at that lightning. It's astonishing. He's actually modelling this figure with light and dark. But the most extraordinary thing is that when he gets over here, he takes that same thinking into colour. If you look up the back of that singlet, you'll see it's got a violet look. It's intensified down the back, and yellow, which is the opposite, is painted in to heighten that contrast.
But people always say of Seurat that he was, this great scientific mind was at work in his art. And I wonder where you stand on that, because I'm unsure how much of this is science and how much of it is something other. You know, it's a kind of something more free-form. What do you think?
Well, I think that he said himself that he wanted to do again what they had done, they being the Impressionists. He felt that he ought to be able to plumb colour's magic, and he was proved wrong. Colour was too elusive, too magical, too unpredictable, and it asserted its own free life. But he was a very young man, and he was very ambitious, and he was finding out. He believed that it could be proved, and he could apply scientific theories which would make, this really gave him great problems later with Le Grand Chat, where he carried these colour ideas further and applied them more stringently to the whole thing. And Paris was expecting something explosive. And when it was unveiled, so to speak, they were all disappointed. And even his greatest supporter, Félix Fénéon, why was this not a very bright, amazing, extraordinarily bright painting? This is the other thing that colour does. It not only enhances differences, it also, in certain proportions and certain usages, it cancels them out.
Well, what a thing to come up with at that kind of age, you know, a young man in his 20s, his first big statement, and this is what he comes out with.
Well, exactly, and I mean, even Monet was thunderstruck. So long, the rightful leader of the Impressionists, you know, to find this
upstart.
A young man trying to put it on a basis which he instinctively and correctly knew you could never put painting on a scientific basis. And he knew that this boy was trying to do something that couldn't, shouldn't work.
Do you think we're all guilty of slightly overestimating the scientific content of what Seurat did and pointillism in general? I mean, that's always how it's written about, isn't it, and described as this hunt for a scientific basis.
Yes, but it's a hunt that didn't succeed. And that's what's interesting.
And that's what makes it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank God it didn't work. Yes. Well, it's like you, I am just delighted that we can come here to the National Gallery and see this picture as often as we want, because it doesn't ever fail to surprise and delight.
No, that's right.